meeting, sir.
Okay. So I'd like to call the meeting to order, please, for the Fremont Unified School District Measure I Citizens Oversight Committee for today, March 11th. So if you would, here's the flag. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. Okay, roll call, please.
So roll call, Michael Meyer,
Mayor, please. Yes, I'm here.
Colin Christian, Debalina Ghosh,
Yes, I'm here.
Amol Pai. Okay. Raj Noel,
I'm here.
Kathleen Lang Newman,
Here.
Paul Stacy, he's out.
Right.
Mita Bagra.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Rachel Wang
I'm here.
and Divya Modi.
Here.
So we have 2, 4, 6, 7 present and 3 absent, and so we have a quorum, sir.
Okay, excellent.
So I'm going to present the agenda. Do you see it now on your screen?
I do.
Okay.
So if everybody would, please review the agenda. If there are any additions, please speak up. Otherwise, I'll take a motion to approve when people are ready.
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, please reflect that the agenda was, yes? Okay, please reflect that the agenda was approved. So next, I believe, is the review of the meeting minutes for the last meeting on December 3rd. So if everyone please review them and let me know if any edits are necessary. Okay, if there are no edits, do I have a motion to approve, please?
This is Kathy. Wait a second.
I'm waiting.
I'm sorry. I was just looking at my notes, and I do have a parenthetical remark that we're going to need 1.63 million from the general fund. Is that was that reflected on the report itself, Robbie, or was that an additional comment?
From the previous report, let me just double check.
Just because I wrote it down, you know, I must have thought it was important. Maybe.
It is in the report, on the previous report.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
No. So if there are no edits, do I have a motion to approve, please?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Thank you. Um,
That
All in
was
favor?
Rachel, isn't it?
Excuse me?
That was Rachel who seconded.
No, Debalina.
Oh,
Evelina. My bad.
and that is true also on agenda item number 4. It was Debalina.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, let the meeting minutes reflect that the meeting minutes of December 3rd were approved without any edits. Next, we move on to oral communications. Were any received?
I did not receive any communication.
Okay. If there are no other communications from the community members want to bring up, I should say board members want to bring up, then Robbie, the report review is all yours.
Okay, sir. So on your screen right now is the updated Measure I parcel tax analysis as of March 2nd. From the previous comment of Kathleen of the 1.6 million, it was presented during the meeting, the last meeting in December, that there is a 1.63 million that needs to come from general fund. So looking at the report, so we started with the adopted when it was first uh, the projections for the Measure I parcel tax, and then the December report, December meeting, we did a revised budget as of November 13, and now I'm presenting the revised budget as of March 2nd. Uh, the budget has not reflecting any changes of the income, but when we actually receive the first payment, which is 50% in December, January, we actually received $2.2 million. So if we are doubling that up, that we're going to receive that much money, our projection is going to be the same dollar amount. And so it's an increase of $145,000. And this is probably because of all of the development that is happening in Fremont. Contributions went down a little bit by what budget is projecting from 1.63 million. It's now 1.62. It's probably going to go down if our parcel tax projection of projected increase of 145,000, this would be decreased by $145,000. So once we meet, I'm going to share this document with our budget department. So our projection is $5.9 million. We have received 2.38 million, including prior year monies of 4,747. And we are expecting, including the contributions, of $3.85 million. With the parcel tax, we do get charged for processing fee by the tax collection agency. And the first charge that they charged us was 37,345, which is if we double that up, we're projecting another $37,000 that we're going to be charged. So there is a variance of $1,700 or almost $1,800. So currently, the total funds received is 2.2 million. We're projecting 3.8 million from now to June, or even past June, because we get the 5% teeter settlement in July or August, usually in August. So that's our total revenues projection. Expenditures, the science prep teachers FTE has not changed. Um, our budget increased by a good $6,000. We have spent 1.9 million, and we're still expecting to spend another 1.3 million for the science prep teachers. The LMTs, which is the library media technicians, the FTE has not changed from adopted to even the revised in in December, and as of now, it's still 28.35 FTE. The projection is decreased by a good, how much is that? About $5,000, and we have already spent 1.23 million, and we're expecting to spend another $699,000. There is a savings here of 1.6. So again, any positive here would reduce the contributions because we're going to bring down the budget. Campus supervisors, we have them at the junior high and middle school. Um, FTE did not change, it's still at 12.02. We budgeted $656,000, already spent 394, and still waiting to spend $230,000 by the end of the year. Um, there is a possibility that for the LMTs and the campus supervisors, if they do not take their vacation at the end of the fiscal year, those vacations are going to be paid out to them. So I know I mentioned earlier that budget might decrease it by another $166,000 here and another $32,000 here, but that might be also used when the vacation is paid to those employees. So if we're going to look at total monies received versus monies that we've already spent, we are in negative of 1.2 or 1.3 million dollars. That is just for cash flow purposes. So just like I mentioned in the past, that the general fund unrestricted is fronting the cash for these positions. And that would be still true also with the general fund right now. Um, I just wanted to make everybody aware that the district, this is the first time since I've been with the district, and I've been with the district for 10 years, that FUSD is going to borrow cash from a third party in the amount of $20 million because the state to is not giving us the money uh, for the month of February to June. They're giving us a portion, but not all. So for cash flow purposes, we are asking that we borrow cash from a third party. There's different ways to borrow cash. One is borrow cash from another fund. Second is borrow cash with the county controller's office. And third is to borrow cash from outside agency, which is a third party. We could not borrow cash from the we could not borrow cash from other funds because the other funds have their own expenditures. I know some of you are part of the CBOC committee for the bond. By law, we could not borrow cash from that fund. And so in the other funds that has cash, they are already obligated. Uh, I do have a cushion that if the money that we borrowed from the third agency or outside agency is not enough, then I would borrow cash from other funds like developer fees fund. Um, we could not borrow from the county controller's office because the money that we're borrowing, we have, if we borrow from the county controller's office, we have to pay it in June. The state is not giving us the money not until July, August, September, October, and November. So by ed code, county controller is not going, that's not an option for us. So that's the reason the district is borrowing from a third agency. So
Is there an interest fee on that?
there is an interest fee from the final sale. I saw that there's a $42,000 fee that we have to pay. However, with the interest that we're going to earn with this cash, it will offset each other. So that is just a little sideways from what this report is, but I just want to let you know if the fund is not earning, somebody has to put in the cash. So I know we're borrowing cash from general fund unrestricted to cover this $1.3 million, and but there's no cash in general fund unrestricted, so we're borrowing it from a third party agency.
Is this going on in other funds in the school district?
Um, yes, one of the other funds that we've been lending money is on child nutrition fund, Fund 13. So one is last year they are deficit spending, so we have to bail them out. And the other one is that their cash, they don't get cash as normal, regular payments because it is a reimbursement process. We have to file a claim after a month, and then of course, California Department of Ed, or and even not California Department of Ed, state of California and the federal government has to review that reimbursement, and they would give us the money within 2 months. So that's another fund that we are lending money. And almost all districts, not that I'm comparing us to other districts, but this is happening throughout the state, and especially our neighbors in Alameda County, neighbors of school districts in Alameda are doing that. Of course, that would not be true for those districts that we call them basic aid districts. That means that their property tax is higher what the state is giving them. So that's the difference. So going back to the report, Are there any questions?
Do all the projections include the union agreements for this year?
Yes, we've already incorporated the all of the bargaining agreements that is for 2021.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Robbie. Very well done. So, next item on the agenda is to,
Oops, I should have not. Hold on, sir. I should have not
I didn't do
exited
anything.
out.
Thank you. So I know June is graduation, and for some of you, do we want to do the 3rd? Do we want to do the 10th? Or I'm open to other days. If you would, please check your calendars.
Can I add something on that one, Michael?
Please.
So, on yesterday's board meeting, there were the some of the students, and I believe some of the parents spoke during oral communication that if the board can look at uh, in-person graduation. So I just want to let everybody know that was a request from the community or to the speakers who spoke last night to have an in-person graduation. So if you have a senior that might be graduating, or so that at least you're aware that that might come up in doing the scheduling.
And then Robbie, when will you get the second wave of funding from the county?
The second wave of funding will get it in April. Usually, Alameda County give us the money. If it is due in April, we'll get it in March. In May. I can actually confirm that. Just excuse me.
Sure.
Just need to log into our financial system. It's a little bit slow.
No, no problem.
Yeah, last year they gave it us on April 30th. So usually this would be in May that they would give us the actual um, notice, but they usually uh, post back in April 30th. So
Okay.
probably middle of May we would have the notification.
Okay, I just don't want to be the only one that plans a date. Does anybody a preference of the 3rd or the 10th, or we could even do the 27th of May if people want?
Hi, this is
What's the
Divya.
likelihood of having in-person graduations? What do you think?
Can you repeat that, Kathleen?
You said that there was a request to have actual graduations. You have any indication as to what the feeling is on that? And when do the graduations usually? They're usually the first. They span them out through the first 2 weeks in the month, don't they?
Yes, and because of if the district is going to do in-person graduation, they're probably going to do it as a cohort. So let's say if for Washington, let's just say they might do it in 2 graduation days because they have to have the social distancing.
I would then think Michael's comment about possibly having it at the end of June, simply to avoid a rescheduling, might be towards the end of the month as opposed to the first 2 weeks would probably be more advantageous. I don't know. That's kind of my thought.
The school's out on the 16th, right?
I think they're out on the 9th.
The last day of school is the 9th.
Thank you, Kathy.
Oh, so, okay, graduation should be done by the 17th if people want to push the meeting to that late in the month.
You only meet every 3 months anyway.
Right.
Does that conflict with anything you have, Robbie? Or
Uh,
Kathy?
for the 22nd of June, oh, sorry, looking at the wrong month. No, both 17 or the 24th is fine with me now.
Hi, this is Divya. I have a question or a request.
Sure.
For parents of kids who are basically in the school system and they may have vacation after school ends. I'm just thinking that we may not be, if there are some vacations planned, which may not happen because this is COVID time, but if there are, then people may not be present.
Okay, I agree. In that case, then we should push the meeting to end of May then.
End
Because
of May, first week of June, or whatever works for people.
well, no, if school's ending in the 9th, we don't know if there's going to be in-person graduations. I think the first week of June is going to be busy with some. Because the 9th is a Wednesday and you're not going to graduate all the high schools in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So it may be the previous week as well.
I see.
And how about May 27th?
Robbie, does that work for you?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else opposed? Or comments? Okay, then let's do it for May 27th, please.
And again, the time is 6:30 to 7:30.
Please. Okay, thank you, everybody. And with that, the meeting is adjourned. Appreciate your time.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
everybody.
Bye.